I spent the last 4 years making Minecraft's best 3D texture pack, and I didn't just make one pack, I made 5, and they're all available to download using the link in the description below. The crafting table, its tools are 3D, the furnace has some indents in it, the ladder isn't just a 2D thing. My thought process making this pack, I treated every block like a 16 by 16 by 16 set of cubes, and I could either add cubes or take away cubes. Each of those cubes is one texture. One exception to this rule is light source blocks. To make it seem like light is actually coming out of it, the pixels that are close to the light source, or that the light source would actually be hitting, are actually lit up. But when there's no light source, it doesn't have that. The bookshelf has 4 variants of it. This is the original one, and this is also an exception to the rule where you can actually see the pages of the books on top. Iron bars are 3D, redstone is 3D, the ores are 3D. I decided to go with them being extruded from the face, so when you're strip mining, it's just a little bit easier to see that there's an ore block there. Cactus, lily pads, vines, the redstone lamp, doors and trapdoors are all 3D now, so when you look through them you can actually see they have substance to them. Coral's all 3D. I even have animated 3D seagrass and kelp, and 3D fire in the campfires. That was a tricky one to do. Rail is 3D and the button is up right here, but when it's activated it gets pushed down. TNT, you can see all the strings going into each stick of dynamite. The brewing stand has 3D bottles. I made the item frames oak because birch item frames were kind of ugly. We don't have birch ladders, so I was like, let's just do oak. Everyone likes oak. All these other functional blocks have 3D elements to them. The cartography table is my favorite, making the globe an actual thing sticking up on top with a map and a compass. Crops are 3D in all their stages, as you can see here. Nether War, I really went all in. Berry bushes, the berries stick out a little bit more. Levers have a little indent, same with comparators and repeaters. The lectern has a few 3D elements to it. In keeping with the 1 cube of a block is 1 pixel, I decided to mirror some faces of certain blocks, and the torch is a good example. So where it used to be that they were all, I believe it was the dark side on the right, I made it so the 2 dark sides are actually touching each other. So it's kind of like maybe light is hitting from 2 different angles instead of 4 different angles. The lanterns in 3D chain are really cool, and there's another detail about those that I'll get to in a minute. All of the plants and flowers, this took forever to do. The oxeye daisy, to be more like real life, the flower is actually facing upwards instead of on its side. There are also variations of grass, as you can see here. There's a shorter grass and the top of tall grass, and the fern has the top of the tall fern. One of the separate packs I made separates grass out from the rest of the pack and a couple of the sea plants because of lag reasons. Minecraft World has tons of short grass everywhere in it, and having that many 3D models in it can really bog down a lower end computer. You can have it if you want it, or if you're in an area that only has a few pieces of grass, or like if you want 3D kelp in your aquarium at home, you can turn the pack on. But if you're out in the ocean, it might lag your computer, and you don't want that. So you have the option of turning off the couple models that might really lag your system. The saplings are all 3D, bamboo has 3D variants, and the mushrooms are fully 3D, which looks really nice. Purple and endstone have some other variants you can see in here, just to give a little bit of spice to the world. When a chorus flower reaches its end, it dies and goes to this model, but that kind of looks ugly and you never see the flower. I made a small percent chance that you get the flower, and then here's another variant. Amethyst, dripstone, the little candle wick is 3D, the beehives have it, the lodestone looks pretty good with all the different shapes in it, the respawn angle Tinker, Soul Sand, the mouths are open. The Chiseled really pops with the 3D effect. String is now 3D. I started working on the texture pack in October of 2021, and I started it in 1.16. I think 1.17 might have been out then. I was trying to get it out for 1.18, but I haven't worked on it for 4 years. I've worked on it off and on for 4 years, so it's probably a couple months of work over the last 4 years. The Shrieker has a very crazy model. Another bookshelf, more plants, more doors. I need to add the trapdoors still. These files have been sitting on my computer for far too long. I just need to get them out there. There's been packs in the past that have done some 3D blocks, but I don't think there has ever been one that has done it to this extent before. Copper, I put a touch on that I think you guys might like, that the waxed version of Exposed and Weathered, I've retextured just slightly. So these are the non-waxed versions. You see they have some weird coloration in them that's much more realistic, but when do you want that in a build? So I retextured them to get rid of that, to be a little bit cleaner, and you might want to use these in your builds a lot more. Glow Lichen and Skulk Veins are also 3D. Some of the items are 3D as well. So if you hold a torch in your hand, you can see it's actually 2 pixels wide and 2 pixels long. A lantern, when you hold it, is 3D in your hand, and it hangs from your hand right there. So it looks like you're walking around with a lantern at night. It's super cool. The Dandelion and Poppy are also 3D, so you could give a flower to someone. The eggs are 3D. Snowball is 3D. Fishing rods, they have a little bit of 3D on the reel right there. Firework rockets are 3D. The Totem of Undying is 3D. The mace is 3D when you hold it, so it actually has the heavy core model on the breeze rod. The bowl, mushroom stew, and beetroot soup currently are 3D. Bottles are 3D, and the bucket and water bucket are 3D now. A nice little utility is that infested stones, when in the inventory, are marked with the little yellow just to be like, hey, are you sure this is infested stone, not normal stone? Are you sure you want to do that? Couple item fixes. The books are 3D now. Arrows start stacking up to a quiver, and swords have a broken texture when they get really low. And now for the item pack. So by renaming swords and other items in the game, you can make these textures. Most of these you'll see are from Minecraft Dungeons. Some of them are from the Fallen Kingdom series. Some of them are from Minecraft Story Mode, and some of them just some other miscellaneous places. Here's a whole bunch of swords from Dungeons. The axes, there's some staffs in here that are pretty cool. Maces, a bunch of daggers that are from renaming hoes, and gauntlets that go over your hands depending on what hand they're in. Some trident and pick variations, a whole bunch of custom bows, some crossbows, there will be more in the future, a whole bunch of hats. So if you rename a pumpkin, you can have a crown on your head, or glasses, or a straw hat and pipe. There's some other items from Dungeons, the amulet, which actually changes colors based on the direction you're looking. Because snowballs are throwable items, you can stone people or throw fruit at people in the stocks. Elytras I hope to get working again soon. They did work in a past update. You know, when you've been working on something for many updates, they keep changing the code. I also made an immersive nether pack. If you're doing a survival completely in the nether, you want to use this pack. It gives you that little bit extra immersion of making all the tools and blocks that you would use in the nether to the nether theme, because you don't have oak wood for your sticks in the nether. You have crimson and warped, so I decided to go with crimson for all of them. And then you also have like blackstone furnaces and stuff, because you don't have normal cobblestone. And the other pack I have is an Optifine pack, which makes some of the mobs and monsters 3D and adds a whole bunch of variants to them. With the other packs, I tried to get rid of Optifine as much as possible. Minecraft has been doing a really good job of making it even possible to do that. It used to be that you had to rename the items with Optifine to be able to do it. Now you can actually do it in vanilla Minecraft. It's a little bit harder, but it's possible. Custom entities are not a thing yet in vanilla Minecraft. You still have to have Optifine for it. And currently, the most updated version of this pack is 1.21.1. That's the last version that all the stuff that I made works in. And some stuff is broken, like the penguins. They are really goofy looking because it's a chicken model and their head just freaking breaks when they move. But we have penguins in Minecraft. Pretty much all of these are variants from dungeons as well. Just trying to bring stuff that is canon into Java Minecraft. The Iron Golem, they have 3D vines, but then you can rename it and get rid of the vines. You have more 3D stuff here. There's a ferret. There's a different turtle. There's some parrot variations. The shulker box, if you could see right here, is actually 3D on the inside. The ender chest has a 3D eye. The chests are 3D on the inside instead of just a flat face. The Ender Dragon has a lot more 3D elements and there's teeth in it. Other variations of monsters like the Blaze, there's an option of the Wildfire. Silverfish has a mole variant. There's a whole bunch of different slime colors, so that's fun. Different skeleton variants, which we are getting really unlucky in getting all of the necromancers, and a ton of different zombie variants. So there's like a jungle variant, an ice variant, and then a bunch of the other default Minecraft skin variants. They also have 3D elements to them. There's just a ton in this pack. I hope you guys like this pack of what I think Minecraft would look like if Mojang actually made the blocks more 3D. And if you guys have any suggestions or run into any problems or anything, leave them in the comments of this video. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.